Welcome to Korea, the land of opportunity and passion. You are helping Korea's development by participating in the vigorous activities in many different areas of Korean society. Hello, I'm from Indonesia. My name is Eko.
Saya bekerja di SL Tech dengan bangga sekali. Saya punya cita untuk menyekolahkan anak saya sampai universitas, dan satu, saya harus mempunyai rumah yang bagus.
Hello, I'm Muji from Indonesia. I came here to make my family happy, so I will work hard. What kind of dream do you want to realize in Korea? And what sort of hard work are you doing to achieve your dream? Before anything else, should you not endeavor to stay safe and healthy? Now we will tell you the effective methods for safety and health. How do you do? You do agree that it is very important to know how to keep ourselves safe, considering the fact that we are away from our own countries. However, the problem is we are not aware of what we should know and how we should prepare ourselves. Yes, but don't worry too much. You are not alone. If you ever find yourself in an unexpected emergency situation, there is a safety keeper, the 119 Fire Department. It will be easy for you to learn what to do. I will teach you well. Yes, what does the Fire Department of Korea do? I am curious, how can it help us? Well, I should tell you about 119 and the Fire Department. The threat of fire is very frightening, and there are various accidents where no one can predict when and how they will occur. But do you know that if you are careful and have some knowledge, you can reduce the damage and even prevent these accidents? First thing that you should know to prepare for these accidents is to be aware of the firefighting system. There are 170 fire stations and 30,000 firefighters throughout Korea. They are providing services like firefighting, emergency rescue for disasters and accidents, transfer of emergency patients, and everyday safety services. They are providing every service they can to keep you safe. You can obtain help anytime by calling 119 without hesitation if there is an emergency situation. You do not have to worry about the cost. All expenses for the firefighting will be paid for by the government. By simply calling 119 when there is an emergency, you will get the best firefighting service free of charge. Just call 119 without the area code. If you are calling by mobile phone, you must press the talk or dial button after dialing. Connected calls can be traced so help can reach you faster. There is nothing more important than your safety. So you must not hesitate to call 119 for help. It is important to tell the operator where you are calling from and what the situation is, so that firefighters can obtain more accurate information. So you should memorize your address. It is useful to know the main buildings nearby like schools and government offices. If you do not know what to do or are confused, it is also effective to ask Korean people nearby for help. For references, here are some phrases that will be helpful when you ask for help. Please remember this. 물이 났어요. 어디 어디가 아파요. 어디 어디로 와주세요. It is great. When you need help in Korea, always remember 119. You should not forget it. Yes, and you should not hesitate to report because you are worried that your identity will be exposed. Hesitation should not compromise your life. That is the most important. We, the 119 firefighters, promise you that we will do our very best to keep you safe and protect your lives. Yes, there is nothing more important than your life. We should all keep that in mind. Fire occurs without prior warning. Yes, so it is important to let people know when fire breaks out and report it immediately by calling 119. But would you be so calm if there is a fire right in front of you? It will be difficult, but it is important that you stay calm and composed. That way, you can take effective measures. Now, I'll tell you how you can do that. The most important thing is to stay calm and composed when fire breaks out in a building. The person with knowledge of the building structure should lead the way by calling out loudly to evacuate the building. And everyone must keep calm. And you must be careful not to inhale harmful fumes coming from the fire. You must keep yourself low and apply water to your body. You must cover your mouth and nose with wet cloth. Why not take the elevator to escape quickly? You should never do that. There is a chance that you will be stuck in the elevator, so you must take the stairs. If you open the doors, suddenly you can get burned. You should touch the door handle carefully to see whether it is hot or not. It is safe to come out slowly, hiding behind the door if it is not hot. If you cannot get out because of smoke and fire, you shouldn't try to escape. You should cover the gaps around the door with wet cloth and let the people know that you are inside through the window. If you cannot go down, then you should proceed to the roof. You should check the direction of the wind and stay where you are not exposed to harmful fumes and wait for the rescue to come. This is a powder fire extinguisher that can be used in early stage of fire. You should not use water for oil fires and electrical fires. But you can use the powder fire extinguisher for any kind of fire. You know too well what this is, but do you know how to use it? It is not difficult once you know how to use it. First, take out the safety pin. Then place the nozzle towards the fire and grab the handle. You should stand with your back against the wind when you use it outdoors. This is an indoor hydrant. Do you know how to use it in an emergency situation? Well, I'm not sure. Isn't a hydrant something that only professionals can handle? You can use it too. First, take out the hose and open the valve and point it at the fire. It will be a good preparation in case of fire if you take note of where the fire extinguishers and indoor hydrants are in places where you often stay. Accidents involving gas and electricity are also very dangerous. We all use these appliances, so when I hear news about these accidents, I always think that it could happen to me anytime. It is not so difficult to prevent gas and electrical accidents if you are careful enough. It is important to prevent accidents, and this is how you should do it. Here's a way on how to prevent gas accidents. Always check for leakages by smelling before using the gas. To check, you can also use soap water or testing liquid and see whether bubbles are formed in leakage areas. If it is already leaking, you should close all the valves and open the windows and doors to let the air circulate. Next is the prevention method for electrical accidents. If there is a possibility of flood due to heavy rain, you should pull the circuit breaker. You should use rubber gloves or dry cloth to prevent the danger of electrical shock. You should never go up the electrical pole for repairs at any time. Electrical devices should only be handled by professionals. Measures for foreigner emergency situation. Let me ask you a question. If you or your colleague is seriously injured, what would be the very first thing that you should do? Now I know. The first thing to do is to call 119 for help, right? Yes, that is correct. But you shouldn't do nothing or just wait until the 119 firefighters arrive. There are effective methods to save lives if you take appropriate measures. Let us know them one by one. The important organs in our body that work constantly can encounter sudden problems. What should we do if someone's heart and lungs stop working? First, check for consciousness, and if the person is unconscious, open the airway by tilting the neck. For 10 seconds, check if there is any breathing by observing the chest movement or in listening and feeling with your cheek. If there is no breathing, then conduct mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Push out the forehead, pull the chin up to maintain airway. Use the thumb and index finger to block the nose and completely cover the patient's mouth with your mouth. Blow in air for 1 second while watching for chest movement. After making sure that the chest inflates, remove hands from the nose so that breathing could be facilitated. Repeat twice. If there is no reaction, CPR should be performed. Imagine a line between the two nipples and place the palm of the hand on the center of the chest. Place the other hand on the top and straighten two hands so that your shoulder and the patient's chest become perpendicular. Apply about 4 to 5 centimeters of pressure to the chest. 100 times per minute is appropriate. After applying pressure 30 times, perform mouth-to-mouth twice, so the ratio of 30 to 2 chest pressure to mouth should be maintained until the arrival of the 119 emergency service or return of consciousness. Stopping bleeding is the most important. The most effective way to stop bleeding is to apply pressure to the bleeding area with medical gauze or a clean towel. If bleeding does not stop, how should we treat the bleeding area? It is helpful to place the injured area in a position that is higher than the heart so that bleeding slows down. If in an accident a part of body is severed, apply pressure to the damaged area and place it in a position that is higher than the heart. You should keep calm and find the severed part. If there are foreign substances attached to the severed part, clean it with flowing water or saline solution. You must not rub the damaged area. The severed part should be covered with gauze for disinfection. Placed in a plastic bag and kept in a cold container with ice. How would you place it? If the severed part is placed so that it is not direct contact with ice, there could be danger of frostbite, making the reattachment operation difficult. As you can see, it is important to place the severed part not in direct contact with the ice. After emergency treatment, it is advisable to record the name of the patient and time of the accident and inform the medical staff accordingly. If it is treated properly within 6 hours of the accident, the reattachment operation is possible. In the case of a burn from hot water or fire, place the burnt area under flowing water for 15 to 20 minutes to cool. Please make sure that you do not apply oils, lotions, or alcohol to the burnt area. If burnt by electricity, remember to use rubber gloves or wood to cut off the electricity. What should you do if someone accidentally drinks detergent, poisons, or chemicals? First, check for the consciousness, open the airway, and then carry out CPR. But do you know the right way to do it? There is a danger of you getting infected as well. So do not perform mouth-to-mouth and must carry out CPR wearing plastic glove or a long glove. If the patient vomits, place the neck sideways to prevent airway blockage. Give the container of the poison to emergency personnel or medical staff. All harmful substances like herbicides should be kept in the original containers with a tag attached. Accidents can be prevented if dangerous substances are kept with the appropriate labels. If we only remember what we have learned today, we can reduce the damage in any emergency. Yes, and it is more convenient to get the passport or insurance card of the patient while waiting for the ambulance after emergency treatment. Yes, that is right. Emergency treatments are the same regardless of race and nationality. Please remember it well because it will be useful anywhere in the world, not just in Korea. We have been looking at preparations to keep ourselves safe until now. How was it? I am already feeling assured. In particular, you should never forget or hesitate to call 119. 119 firefighters are doing their very best to provide the best service, not only for Koreans but also for foreigners. I wish for your safety and well-being in Korea. The strong safety keeper, 119.